Every morning you wake up and the very first thing you do is reach for your phone. Sound familiar? But what if I told you this isn't just a habit, but a form of modern slavery that we willingly walked into? This little glowing rectangle dictates our mood, steals our time, and decides where we direct the most valuable currency we possess: our attention. Today, we're going to break down how one ancient Stoic hack can turn your digital overseer into a loyal servant. By the end of this video, you won't just have a few tips, you'll have an entire philosophy that will give you back hours of free time, mental clarity, and most importantly, control over your own life. Ready to take back your freedom? Before we jump into specific actions, let's understand who exactly we're up against. Smartphones and apps are engineered by thousands of the world's smartest engineers and psychologists. Their primary goal is simple: to capture and retain your attention for as long as possible. Infinite feeds, those bright red notification badges, and the mechanism of variable rewards, these are all tools painstakingly refined to hack the fundamental reward pathways in our brains. This is where Stoicism enters the picture. This ancient Roman philosophy, practiced by the Emperor Marcus Aurelius and the playwright Seneca, teaches us a simple yet powerful principle: to separate what we can control from what we cannot. We cannot control the social media algorithms, but we absolutely can control our reaction to them, our settings, and our daily habits. Stoicism isn't about rejecting technology, it's a manual for conscious utilization, ensuring that technology serves our goals, not the goals of multinational corporations. So the first step is to deploy the Stoic's greatest weapon: the dichotomy of control. Pick up your phone and realize this: you cannot control what happens inside the apps, but you have complete control over the physical device itself and its operating system. Algorithms will constantly try to pull you down the rabbit hole. Apps will bombard you with notifications designed to lure you back. These are external factors entirely outside your realm of control. But what is internal? It's your decision to pick up the phone. It's your decision to tap that icon. It's your decision whether to allow or forbid notifications. It's your decision whether the phone sleeps at night. The Stoics urge us to dedicate our energy only to things within our power. Stop getting angry at YouTube for constantly pushing the next suggested video on you. Instead, channel all your energy into creating a system where you use YouTube only when you need it, not when it wants you to. This is a fundamental mindset shift, moving from passive victim to active master of your device. Every subsequent strategy we discuss rests on this simple yet unshakable foundation. Let's fundamentally redefine what a phone is. What is its core function? It's a tool, an incredibly powerful one perhaps, but ultimately just a tool, like a hammer or a drill. Imagine a carpenter who grabs his hammer every single minute, stares at it, strokes it, checking to see if anything new has appeared on it. Sounds absurd, doesn't it? Yet that is precisely how we treat our smartphones. We have turned it from a means to an end, into the end itself. The Stoic approach demands that we restore things to their true purpose. Your phone is not an entertainment center. It is not your primary news source. It is not a way to simply kill time. Its single job is to execute the specific functions you assign it: to make a call, to send a message, to navigate, to take a photo. Everything else is a side effect. Add-ons introduced solely to transform your instrument into your master. Every time you pick up your phone, ask yourself this: what specific job am I assigning this tool right now? If you don't have an answer, put it back down. This simple exercise helps break the automatic, subconscious link of boredom equals phone and replaces it with intentional, focused usage. The Stoics frequently practiced memento mori, the concept of remembering death. Far from being a morbid ritual, it was a powerful tool for forcing prioritization. Understanding the finite nature of our lives compels us to truly appreciate every moment. Now let's apply this principle to our digital world. Your time is your most precious and irreplaceable resource. Every minute you spend mindlessly scrolling through a feed, desperately searching for something engaging, is a minute you steal from your own life. You steal it from your goals, your loved ones, your rest, and your own thoughts. Imagine at the end of the day, you receive a stark report. Today, you spent 2 hours and 47 minutes watching short videos of dancing strangers and other people's vacations. Was that information truly worth nearly 3 hours of your one and only irreplaceable life? The practice of digital memento mori is simply a regular, conscious reminder of the immense value of your time. Your phone is a time-burning machine, and only you decide whether to toss another hour into its furnace or to spend that hour on something truly important. This thought is incredibly sobering, and it serves as the ultimate catalyst for change. The next Stoic principle is premeditated intention. No Stoic would start their day without defining their goal. They viewed purposeless action as a fundamental waste of life. Yet we pick up our phones dozens, if not hundreds, of times a day without the slightest intention, just out of habit, just because it vibrated, just because we got bored. Implement one simple rule into your life. No intention, no action. Before your finger touches the screen, ask yourself one question. Why? What is my purpose right now? Do I want to check the weather? Reply to a specific message from my mother? Find a dinner recipe? The goal must be clear and specific. If your goal is simply to see what's new, that is a trap. That is not your goal. That is the algorithm's goal. By formulating an intention, you transform an unconscious reflex into a conscious choice. You enter your phone like a surgeon making an incision, precisely, quickly, and with a specific purpose. You complete the task and you exit. No wandering into neighbouring apps. No, just checking for a minute. This is training in mental discipline that not only saves time, but also strengthens your willpower. The Stoic concept of amor fati, the love of one's fate, teaches us to embrace everything that happens, even discomfort. So what's the primary trigger for us to instantly reach for our phones? That's right, the slightest bit of discomfort. Maybe it's boredom while waiting in line, an awkward pause in a conversation, or the anxiety that comes before a difficult task. We use our phones as a kind of digital anesthetic, instantly numbing those feelings. But a Stoic would tell you, love this discomfort. Boredom isn't the enemy. It's your brain inviting you to reflection, creativity, or simply to observe the world around you. That awkward pause, it's a chance to build a deeper connection with the person you're speaking to, or just to enjoy a moment of silence. Instead of immediately reaching for your device, try simply sitting with the feeling. Observe it. What exactly are you feeling? Where in your body does that sensation register? By accepting and moving through that momentary discomfort, you realise it holds no real power over you. What's more, these quiet pauses are often where the best ideas are born and where true life happens. Stop escaping yourself into the virtual world. Embrace your reality, warts and all. That is genuine freedom. Let's move on to the practical steps. We'll start with the main issue, the very architecture of our digital slavery. I'm talking about notifications. Every single pop-up, every chime, every vibration is the master's cry demanding attention from their slave. And we, like obedient servants, immediately react. The first and most critical act of liberation is the complete and total shutdown of notifications. Go into your settings and review every single app. Ask yourself this question: does this application require my immediate attention? Will it notify me of something that truly cannot wait an hour, 2, or even until this evening? The answer, 99% of the time, is no. Only leave notifications on for calls and messages from real people in your contact list. Maybe a work messenger, if it's absolutely critical. That's it. Social media, news, games, shopping apps, email, all of it must be silenced permanently. You must be the one deciding when to consume information, not the other way around. At first, it will feel strange. You might even feel like you're missing out. This is called the fear of missing out, FOMO, and it is exactly what app developers exploit. Push through it. After just a couple of days, you will experience incredible calm. Silence in your pocket means silence in your mind. The second practical hack is visual asceticism. Our eyes and brains absolutely love bright, vibrant colours. That red notification badge isn't accidental. It intentionally uses a colour associated with danger and urgency to hijack your attention. Those bright, vibrant app icons are like candy in beautiful wrappers. We're visually programmed to crave them. The Stoics practice moderation in everything, so let's apply that discipline to our screens. Switch your phone to monochrome mode. Yes, I mean grayscale. On most modern smartphones, you can find this setting tucked away in developer options or accessibility features. What does this achieve? It instantly kills the entire dopamine appeal of your device. Icons become flat, boring, and utterly uninteresting. Your Instagram feed turns into a drab, dull newspaper. Watching videos loses half their magic. Your phone instantly transforms from a vibrant toy into a purely utilitarian tool. It can still perform all its functions, but it stops screaming, "Look at me, play with me." Try this experiment for just one day. You will be genuinely shocked at how much less often your hand reaches for the phone out of habit. This is one of the most powerful ways to break your psychological dependence on the vibrant digital world. Our brain is fundamentally lazy. It constantly seeks the path of least resistance. If a social media icon is sitting right on your home screen, just one tap away, your brain will launch it automatically, often without any conscious decision on your part. Our job is to create barriers. We need to introduce friction and make those time-wasting apps harder to reach. This is essentially the Stoic principle of creating virtuous obstacles. First, remove every icon for social media, messengers, save for the essential ones, and entertainment apps from your main screen. Leave only truly utilitarian tools, your phone, clock, calendar, or map. Second, put all those apps into a single folder, and then hide that folder on the very last screen, the third or fourth page of your phone. To reach them, you'll now have to swipe several times and then tap the folder. Third, the advanced level. Delete the icons entirely and launch those apps only through the search function. Every single time, you will have to consciously type out the name. This tiny micro barrier, making a few extra movements or typing a word, is surprisingly effective. It completely breaks the automatic habit. It gives your conscious mind that crucial half second to ask, do I actually need this right now? In most cases, the answer will be no, and you'll simply put the phone back in your pocket. The Stoics championed simplicity and the elimination of excess, recognizing that it leads directly to mental clarity. Let's apply this ancient principle to our modern devices and initiate a ruthless digital cleanse. Open your full list of installed applications. Now go through them one by one and ask a simple, crucial question. Have I genuinely used this in the last 30 days? If the answer is no, hit delete immediately. Do not fall for the just in case fallacy. If you truly need it later, you can reinstall it in 30 seconds. An unused app is more than just occupied storage space. It is visual clutter. It is a potential source of intrusive notifications. It is yet another factor capable of hijacking your focus. Be absolutely ruthless. That game you haven't touched in 6 months? Delete. That photo editing app you opened one time? Delete. That 10th messaging client where you only have 2 ongoing chats? Delete. Your goal is simple. To leave only the essential tools on your phone, the ones you use regularly and consciously. As Seneca wisely stated, it is not the number of books you have, but the excellence of those books. The same philosophy applies to your applications. Limit yourself. Have 10 perhaps, but make sure those 10 genuinely improve your life instead of simply consuming your attention. Your phone is not meant to be your constant companion. After all, you wouldn't carry a microwave or a television everywhere you go, would you? A Stoic approach to technology requires establishing clear, firm boundaries, both physical and temporal. Start by designating specific phone-free zones. The bedroom is the most crucial zone. It is a sanctuary for sleep and rest, not a place for endless scrolling. Invest in a traditional alarm clock and leave your phone charging in a completely separate room, perhaps the kitchen. This kills two birds with one stone. You eliminate the temptation to doom scroll before bed and prevent yourself from starting the morning by immediately drowning in notifications. The next zone is the dining table. Mealtime should be reserved for nourishment and genuine connection with loved ones, not for consuming content. The third essential boundary is temporal. Implement the rule of the first and last screen-free hour of the day. Dedicate that first hour to yourself. Exercise, meditation, planning your day, and enjoying breakfast mindfully. Use the final hour for calming activities, reading a physical book, connecting with family, or simply preparing your mind for sleep. By establishing these firm boundaries, you actively reclaim the most critical parts of your existence from the digital world. You are teaching your brain that the phone is merely a guest, welcomed at strictly scheduled times, rather than a permanent resident or worse, the master of the house. One of the main reasons our phones constantly distract us is the illusion of urgency. We feel like we have to reply to every text instantly and be the first to know every single piece of news. But that's simply not true. 99% of all incoming information does not require an immediate reaction. The Stoics taught the value of concentration and avoiding the scattering of attention. This is why we need to implement the principle of batch processing. Instead of checking your email, messengers, and social media every 5 minutes, dedicate specific time slots for those tasks. For example, set 3 distinct times during the day: 10 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 6 in the evening. During each slot, you allocate 15 to 20 minutes to intentionally handle all accumulated messages and notifications. The rest of the time, these apps simply cease to exist. You remain completely focused on your work, studies, or rest. Think of it like the mail carrier. They don't bring you one single letter every 5 minutes. They deliver all your mail once a day. Become the postman for your own life. This system dramatically lowers anxiety, removes that constant background tension, the nagging thought of what if someone messaged me, and returns huge chunks of time that were previously fragmented into tiny, useless micro-distractions. A modern smartphone is like a Swiss army knife that someone tried to cram a chainsaw and a microscope into. It can do everything, and that is its biggest downfall. When one single device handles the functions of an alarm clock, a book, a music player, a notebook, and a camera, we become completely dependent on it. The Stoic principle, do one thing, but do it well, absolutely applies here. It's time to start the process of unbundling. Give specialized devices their jobs back. Buy the simplest digital alarm clock you can find. This step alone will allow you to stop bringing your phone into the bedroom. Start carrying a small notebook and a pen to jot down ideas and thoughts. It's much faster and eliminates the temptation to just quickly check social media. If you love to read, invest in a dedicated e-reader. They are designed only for reading, ensuring zero distractions. Dig out your old MP3 player if you still have one, and use it for music. The more functions you take away from your smartphone and delegate back to specialized gadgets, the fewer reasons you will have to pick it up. It will once again become just a phone, not a portal into the universe of endless procrastination. Every smartphone holds a secret, magical button most people only activate after sundown. That's the do not disturb mode. But who says you shouldn't demand the same peace and quiet during the day? Your right to focus and concentration is sacred. The Stoics called this the inner citadel, a sanctuary in your mind where external distractions cannot penetrate. Do not disturb is simply the digital wall for your citadel. Start using it actively throughout the day. Are you sitting down for an important work task? Flip that switch for an hour or two. Planning to read a book or take a walk? Turn it on. Eating dinner with your family? Turn it on. Don't worry about missing something important. You can always configure the settings to allow calls from selected, favoured contacts to break through. So if something truly urgent happens, they will reach you. Everything else can wait. Actively using Do Not Disturb is a declaration of independence for your attention. You are telling the world, I am busy right now. I am busy living my life. I will call back or reply when I am free. This is a position of strength, not weakness. We are living in the age of information overload. A constant torrent of content floods us every minute. Endless newsletters, hundreds of Telegram channels, and subscriptions to thousands of social media accounts. This creates constant digital noise that completely drains our cognitive resources. As Seneca once wrote, to be everywhere is to be nowhere. Constantly consuming diverse content doesn't make us smarter. It only makes us more scattered and distracted. It is time to put ourselves on a strict information diet. Open your inbox and ruthlessly unsubscribe from every single promotional and informational newsletter you never actually read. Next, review your subscriptions on social media and Telegram. Ask yourself this about every account or channel. Does this bring me genuine value or joy? Or am I subscribed purely out of habit? Unfollow anything that sparks negativity, jealousy, or just clogs up your feed with digital clutter. The goal isn't to consume the maximum amount of information. The goal is to consume quality information. Maybe you'll end up with only 10 channels, but those will be the ones you truly value. Clearing your information field is like cleaning a cluttered room. Suddenly, it becomes easier to breathe and easier to think clearly. We frequently underestimate the power of physical habits. When your phone is always in your pocket, always within arm's reach, it becomes a seamless extension of your body. Reaching for it becomes an automatic, thoughtless reflex. To finally break that connection, you must establish physical distance. Think of this as a simple Stoic barrier against unconscious action. Start by stopping the habit of carrying your phone in your pocket. Instead, put it away in a bag or backpack. If you're at home, stop carrying it with you from room to room. Designate a specific spot for it, perhaps on a shelf near the entrance. When you walk through the door, treat the phone like a car. Put it in its designated parking spot. If you need it, you'll have to get up, walk across the room, and physically retrieve it. This simple requirement, the necessity of physical movement, cuts off countless impulsive checks. You'd be surprised how often you'll reach for your pocket, find nothing there, and immediately realise you didn't actually need the phone at all. By creating distance, you take back control. The phone is no longer a part of you. It becomes a separate object, resting in a specific location, waiting for you to consciously decide to use it. Let's move on now to some more advanced mental techniques. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is called negative visualization. The core idea is simple. Imagine you've lost something you truly value. This technique prevents us from taking things for granted and significantly reduces the fear of loss itself. Let's apply this exercise directly to your phone. Sit quietly for 5 minutes and visualize that your smartphone is gone, permanently. What exactly would happen? Yes, you'd probably panic and feel intensely inconvenienced for the first few hours. You'd need to replace your SIM card. You might lose some photos if you haven't backed them up recently. But then what? Your life wouldn't actually end, would it? You would still be able to talk to friends, work, take walks, eat and sleep. You might even feel a sense of relief. This exercise is powerful because it reveals just how much we exaggerate the importance of this specific device. It's useful, certainly, but it's not vital. Once you realise this distinction, you immediately reduce your emotional dependency on it. The phone stops being a precious treasure you constantly have to guard and check. It becomes simply a tool. And if it breaks or gets lost, you will react calmly like a true Stoic, seeing it as a minor inconvenience, not a major tragedy. Know thyself. That was the inscription in the Temple of Delphi, and the Stoics saw it as one of humanity's most crucial assignments. In our modern context, this translates to know your digital enemy, or, more accurately, know your digital habits. Every modern smartphone comes equipped with a feature like screen time or digital well-being. Most people are terrified to look at that data because the numbers can be genuinely shocking. Instead of using this tool for self-criticism, use it for objective, unbiased self-analysis. Open the statistics and examine them like a scientist. How many hours a day are you actually spending on your phone? Which specific apps are sinking the most of your time? How many times an hour do you pick up the device? Do not judge yourself. Simply accept these figures as undeniable facts. This is your baseline. This data is your most powerful teacher. It will reveal your weak spots and expose your automatic behavioral patterns. You might find yourself sinking an hour every single day into an app you didn't even realize was an issue. Awareness is the first and most critical step toward change. Track this usage not as a method of punishment, but as a way to monitor progress and gain a deeper understanding of how your own brain operates. Simply banning yourself from doing something is ineffective. The brain hates a vacuum. If you just stop the habit of mindless scrolling, your brain will find something to fill that void, and chances are it'll be something equally unproductive. That's why, when you eliminate an old habit, you need to immediately introduce a new, more beneficial one. This is the principle of substitution. Prepare a list of alternative actions in advance, things you can do the moment your hand reaches for your phone. For example, if you're standing in line, instead of grabbing your phone, take a few deep breaths and observe the people around you. If you feel tired from work, instead of reaching for your phone, stand up and do a quick stretch or look out the window. If you feel bored at home, instead of using your phone, grab the book sitting nearby or do a couple of push-ups. This list needs to be accessible immediately. Keep it on a sticky note on your monitor or a note in your wallet. The key is to have a ready-made, better option available the second that impulse hits. Over time, your brain will adapt to these new reactions, and the urge to check your phone in these specific situations will simply vanish. You aren't fighting the habit, you are replacing it. The main danger of your phone is the cheap, rapid, and unending dopamine hit it provides. Likes, new videos, funny memes, these are all easily accessible pleasures. As a result, the real world, with its inherent complexities and slower pace, starts feeling incredibly dull. We lose the ability to find genuine joy in the simple things. The Stoics taught that the source of happiness lies within us and in how we perceive the world. Your task is to actively retrain your brain to find joy and wonder offline. Start practicing mindful observation. When walking down the street, put the phone away and look around. Notice the architecture, the colour of the sky, or the interesting faces of the people passing by. When you eat, don't watch a video. Focus instead on the taste, smell, and texture of your food. During a conversation, don't let your phone distract you. Commit fully to the dialogue, paying attention to the person's facial expressions and intonation. Learn to enjoy the real world. It is far deeper, richer, and more compelling than any digital simulation. The more genuine quality dopamine you extract from reality, the less you will need the cheap surrogate supplied by your smartphone. And now, for the 20th step. Stoicism is not just a personal practice, but a philosophy that changes the world through the power of personal example. When you start applying these principles, people will notice. At a gathering with friends, you'll be the only one not glued to their phone, actively participating in the conversation instead. At work, you'll become noticeably more focused and productive. At home, you will give your loved ones more genuine, undivided attention. You won't need to lecture anyone about the dangers of excessive screen time. Your behaviour will speak for itself. People will start asking questions. They will see your calmness, your mindfulness, and they will want the same thing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." To paraphrase him, don't waste time arguing about the proper way to use a phone. Just set the example. Your liberation from digital slavery can inspire others to begin their own journey toward freedom. And that is perhaps the most valuable thing you can do, not only improving your own life, but becoming a catalyst for positive change in the lives of those around you. So we've journeyed from recognizing digital bondage to implementing concrete Stoic practices to overcome it. We realize that the problem isn't the phone itself, but our relationship with it. The main takeaway is simple. Your smartphone is an incredibly powerful tool, but it belongs in your toolbox, not on the throne of your life. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom is internal freedom, the ability to guard our attention from external distractions. By applying these principles, you're not just saving time, you're reclaiming ownership of your own life. Thank you for watching this video until the very end. If this segment gave you a fresh perspective on your smartphone use, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss future videos on practical philosophy for modern life. Now, I have a question for you. What application is your biggest time sink? And which of these 20 tips are you going to try applying today? Let me know in the comments below. Let's discuss it and support each other on this journey toward freedom.